bet you've come across tons of stories about mythical creatures, whether from the internet or way back in your childhood.
Well, it's time to dig into the real deal behind these legendary beasts, and we're going all the way back to prehistoric times to do it. So, stick around and watch this one all the way through. Number 7. Nandi Bear. Over in East Africa, there's this mysterious creature called the Nandi Bear, notorious for attacking people at night, cracking open their skulls and eating their brains.
Yikes, but here's the twist, it's not even
a bear. Some local tribes say it's a giant hyena-like animal, while others describe it as a super dangerous baboon.
Africans know their hyenas and baboons, so this can't just be a case of mistaken identity. One theory is that the Nandi bear could be an extinct species of giant short-faced hyenas, way bigger and scarier than the ones we know today.
Another idea,
it might be the last of an extinct ape species, like Dinopithecus.
Trust me if I said
these were the most terrifying apes ever. I wouldn't be exaggerating. Number 6. Vampire. Vampires or blood-drinking creatures pop up in pretty much every mythology out there. Something had to spark those stories, right?
Say hello to Desmodus draculae, an extinct bat species that fed on the blood of Ice Age animals. These guys hold the record for being the biggest blood-drinking animals ever.
They roamed Central and South America, and in Mayan mythology, there's a bat god named Camazotz based on them. Get this, and fossils suggest that Desmodus draculae might have been around as recently as
1820.
Number 5.
Gold-digging ants.
In old tales, there were these mythical ants that supposedly dug up gold from the earth. Pretty wild, right?
The Greek historian Herodotus was convinced these ants were real and lived in India. He described them as being as big as foxes, with furry bodies.
But come on, we know there aren't any ants like that in modern India.
Some historians today think these ants were actually Himalayan marmots, those little critters known for digging burrows in northern India and Pakistan. Easy mix-up, I guess.
But here's the kicker. About 50 million years ago, giant ants were totally a thing. Fossils of Titanomyrma gigantea show they were 30 times bigger than the ants crawling around your kitchen. Think hummingbird size.
That's why they hold the record for the biggest ants ever. Number 4. Odontotyrannus. Back in 326 BCE, when Alexander the Great was conquering half the world, he rolled into the Punjab region of what's now Pakistan and faced off with King Porus in the Battle of Hydaspes near the Jhelum River.
During this battle, some Greek historians wrote about a mythical, elephant-sized, three-horned beast called Odontotyrannus that attacked Alexander's camp.
If you're from Punjab, you know there's nothing like that around today. My guess,
this creature was probably a Civitherium.
These guys were as big as elephants and had huge horns.
We've got proof they existed, not just from fossils, but also from archaeological evidence showing they lived alongside humans.
What caused them to go extinct? That's still a mystery. Number 3. Giants. Who hasn't heard tales of giants?
They're famous for supposedly building pyramids or showing up in stories like Goliath in religious texts. Mythologies often describe
giants as a race of humans. But are they real? I told you dwarfs were real, known as Homo sapiens, a human species that evolved smaller due to island dwarfism. The opposite, island gigantism, could have led to a giant human species way back when.
Any proof?
Yup, we've got fossilized bones called the Giant of Castelnau. These show an unknown human species that stood 11.6 feet tall, almost twice the height of an average person today.
They date back to the Neolithic period, so giants might actually live alongside humans.
The full story we'll only know
when we find more bones like these. Number 2. Chupacabra. If you know even a bit about mythical creatures, you've probably heard of the chupacabra.
This thing's infamous for sucking the blood of livestock, looking like some creepy ugly dog, and making freaky noises while it's at it.
So, what's the deal with the chupacabra? It's still a bit of a mystery. One theory comes from Puerto Rico, where the legend started. They say a pair of Australian thylacines, think kangaroo cousins, were brought over to be kept in captivity, but they escaped. Their inbred offspring ended up looking deformed and creepy, and since thylacines were carnivores, they probably went after livestock. Oh, and those spooky sounds. Just listen to a thylacine's howl, and you'll get the chills. Number 1. Eel Gran Maha. Deep in the ocean, there's supposedly this massive creature called Eel Gran Maha, stretching 2,000 to 115 feet, about the size of
5 great pyramids of Giza stacked together with razor-sharp teeth.
It's said to look like a giant reeffish. But here's the truth. The El Gran Maha is totally made up, dreamed up by some YouTuber. Still, we've learned from this series that prehistoric times turn myths into reality. So, here's my take. Modern manta rays can grow to 30 feet, about the size of a school bus. Then back in the late Cretaceous, when oxygen was high and plankton was everywhere, there could have been a giant plankton-eating creature.
Reptiles that ate plankton were rare then, and whales' ancestors were still chilling on land. That leaves room for a race of massive rayfish ruling the seas.
Maybe some even got bigger than blue whales, looking just as epic as El Gran Maha.
Why no fossils? Well, rayfish and sharks have cartilaginous skeletons that break down in water fast, so we mostly just find teeth, like with Megalodon. And there you have it, folks, another wild ride through the world of mythical creatures, where
we peeled back the layers to find out what's real and what's just legend.
I hope you love diving into these stories as much as I did.
If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, drop a comment with your favorite creature from this list, and hit that subscribe button for more epic adventures in my series. We've got plenty more mysteries to uncover, so stay tuned for the next part.
Catch you guys in the next one, take care.